Good morning. We're taking a little tour of my garden. We have here three knockout rose bushes. As you can see, they're not in bloom, but the flowers used to be pinkish. Anyway, they will come back hopefully several times over the summer. So there's some fresh buds coming out. Those need a lot of water. Next to the knockout roses are some inkberries, alternating with some nandina. Nandina is that plant that turns bright red in the fall. Another inkberry, another nandina, and in between a tiny hosta from before we moved in. It's doing pretty well, but yeah, like I said, it's been here a long time. It doesn't really get a lot of attention. Another inkberry, and then a whole mess of lily of the valley here. We put in this hydrangea about a month ago, and it is very happy. It's about at least 3 times the size that it was when we put it into the ground. There's another hosta. A lot of scattered hostas here that all predate us. Here's a nice big one that's even giving us some blooms. Doing pretty well, can't complain. Behind that is a rhododendron, which we planted very recently. It's going to get really big as well, although probably not as big as the hydrangea. Speaking of hydrangeas, there are a couple of tree-shaped hydrangeas here. They're of the little lime variety, and the hydrangea over there is a so-called Annabelle. On the ground here in front of the hydrangea tree is a set of wax begonias. I just put those in like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Here's the second rhododendron. There's the first one, again, that's the second one. There's a third one back here. And yeah, these are doing pretty well. They're growing just fine. The second hydrangea tree. Before we get too far, let me show you what's on the other side. Opposite the hosta, there is a nice big azalea bush, which we transplanted over from here. We transplanted it over, and it's just going gangbusters. Usually azaleas don't like to be moved, but this one is doing extremely well. It's got a few new shoots popping up at the bottom, and that's going to fill out nicely. Although I don't mind it being so leggy, it doesn't have to be a really compact shrub. A couple of barberry shrubs. You can tell that one is being a little bit more effusive than the other. Some liriope grasses. I'm not sure they're grasses. I think they might be fake grasses or false grasses. Over here we planted some alternating lavender and sage. So sage here, lavender here. The sage, I mean, they love the sun, and they're growing immensely. And then back here is one more sage plant and another bunch of lavender. They don't get sun the entire day, but they get enough sun to make them happy. Anyway, turning back to this side, like I said, we have 3 rhododendrons, and here comes the second hydrangea. I just watered it this morning, but it's drooping a little because it's so hot today. Probably give it a little bit of a water boost soon. And then another set of nandinas, and some more of the existing hostas. There's a hosta here next to the hydrangea, which is going to have to eventually move. Nice big hosta here, again pre-existing, and another hosta. And then those two are also going to eventually need to move somewhere, because we have these false holly, or osmanthus, goshiki osmanthus plants that are, goshiki is the Japanese word for 5 colors, because they're going to be presenting us with 5 different shades of green There's 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. And then the final sort of pièce de résistance is this bloodgood maple, Japanese maple, that is currently about 5 feet tall at most. Oh wow, we've got a whole bunch of chipmunks running around here. Hi guys. Anyway, it's going to end up being about 20 feet tall, apparently, but it's still young. I put a little bit of material around the trunk to protect it from, well, exactly these guys. These chipmunks have a lot of interest in maple tree bark, getting underneath the bark and tasting some of that sweet, I don't know, maple wood, I guess. And then I have these pre-existing, or not, well, I planted these last year, a series of aucuba bushes, 1, 2, 3 over this side, and 2 on this side. You can see there's a gap here. There used to be a 3rd one, but it really wasn't doing well here for some reason. In fact, it was doing very poorly. This is my compost pile. And that's about it. So, enjoy. This has been a tour through my garden.